Hall of Famer Michael Irvin with us. You see him on the NFL Network, of course. He called the Cowboys-Dolphins game the other night. And, Michael, I'm wondering if 500 is going to be an accomplishment for this Cowboys team. What do you think?
Well, you know what, one of the things that I've looked at, because I always try to go into the season and say, let me pull out something and see where the Cowboys can make a difference. And I looked at the time of possession. The only team with less time of possession were the Philadelphia Eagles, only playoff team. And Dallas is right there. So you have a defense, and that's the concern, and that's why you're saying if you get to 8-8, that's a hallelujah kind of story for you, because you got problems with your defense, but you picked up, I think, a more solid running game, and you have to know now how to control a clock instead of trying to, instead of throwing the ball all over playing catch-up.
Yeah, Romo took some hits the other night, and I guess, from a Cowboys standpoint, it was encouraging that he got up. He's 34. Aikman was 34 when he was forced to retire because of back issues. How worried are you about Tony?
Well, Tony's tough, and that's certainly not to say that Troy is not tough. Coach Troy is tough too. But we're in a different time and a different game. Troy played when Troy could take hits any and every kind of way. Right now, Romo, you can only hit a certain area, and I think Romo toughness with all of the new rules that really protect the quarterback, like they did not protect my man Troy Aikman with those rules. I think he'll be fine and he'll get through.
You've become a believer in Romo through the years because the knock on him maybe has been a lack of leadership. Obviously, he hasn't won big games. There are not many of them anymore.
And truth be told, a tough situation for a guy like Romo to come in and to the Dallas Cowboys. You're replacing guys like Roger Staubach and Troy Aikman, and you are undrafted. And then you're the American story, all of it, and then you have some tough breaks, and you go through things with a guy like T.O. and everything back and forth. So, yeah, it's a difficult situation for him. But I think Tony Romo has done well. When you look at it, man, outside of Tom Brady, honestly, outside of Tom Brady, what are the quarterback story? Reads and a guy that has accomplished what Tony Romo has accomplished. I always say I measure men in distance traveled, and he has traveled a long way.
Yeah, it's a bit reminiscent of your coworker now, Kurt Warner. That's probably a good comparison.
And Kurt Warner, absolutely.
Yeah. Let's talk about
Speaking of arena football by defense, that's what the defense. Mike, it won't be arena football out there. That's what it seems like. So, because they're putting up 300-400 yards right now, it's like, is this real football?
Dez hopes to pile up some big yards. He's had a fantastic preseason, and I know you love the guy. But what's the one thing that's still missing from his game that's preventing him from being consistently elite?
Well, I think the things around him. On the defense side. You got to make the plays when it's time to make the plays. The only thing that we're saying we won't put them in the elite is because they're not winning in the playoffs. Now, with everything he's done, with everything Tony Romo has done, if they go and win 1 or 2 playoff games, then we're seeing them totally different. Totally different. It's just a matter of winning football games and the eyes open up. Look at how we treat King James now that he has his championships. Now he can do whatever he wants to do. But prior to that, we were on him.
You understand how this media thing works now, don't you?
That's how it is, man. It is funny, man. It's all about winning championships.
Jason Garrett's a good friend of yours, obviously.
Yeah.
You played with him for a long time. How likely do you think it is that a year from tonight we're sitting here and talking about a different head coach of the Cowboys?
I think Jerry Jones is very fond of Jason Garrett, and Jerry. You can say what you want about Jerry. The thing that I love about him most is he's about family. He's about family, and he's going to try and want Jason to succeed. He's going to give him every opportunity to succeed. If the Cowboys pop up 9-7, 10-6, miss the playoffs. I no doubt. I think we're still sitting here with Jason Garrett as the head coach.
But under 8-8, it's anybody's guess.
Yeah, that'll be because it's just a tough sell to continuously go 8-8 and say you're going to keep everything intact. So, yeah, I think that would be an issue.
Jerry's obviously been a mentor to you and a great friend. With that said, would you like to see him change some things about the way that he runs his franchise?
Well, the one thing that I
would
say, let me tell you the one thing that I would say about Jerry. And Jerry's biggest fault, and I think it's a very good fault to have, is he's loyal to a fault. You know, he's going to want, if he believes in you and he wants you to succeed, he'll be there for you, past what everybody says and past what everybody writes or believe. And I like that for him. I like that for other guys that are coming in the league after me that may have some issues that like me, that we have an owner that says, I'm going to take a chance on you. So I don't want any of that to change. I like that part of Jerry.
You talk about distance traveled, and you obviously had more than your share of problems off the field. To go from there to where you are now, let's just talk about professionally, first of all, you know, as a broadcaster, as sort of a leader in your industry. Are you sometimes amazed by the second, third chances that you've been given?
Yeah, Mike, you know, there was a reason. You know, you always know, you say, okay, man, why did they give me number 88? You know, and the number 8 in the Bible stands for new beginning. See, God knew I was going to need more than one new beginning, so he just gave me the double 8s. You know, guys like Dez may need more than one new beginning, so he gave them the double 8s. But I'm blessed. You know, I really am. I'm blessed to be here, blessed to be doing what I'm doing what I love. Because, you know, after playing football and loving it so much, to get the opportunity to be up here talking about it and call it a job. It's the greatest thing in the world. It's the greatest gift God has given me.
Shh, don't tell anybody how easy it is.
Don't tell.
You've got a big event coming up at the Potter's house with Tim Brown. Tell us what's going to be going on there.
Well, Friday, August 29th, 7 p.m. at the Potter's house, Tim Brown and I were doing like a men's talk. It was a men's talk. Tim just wrote a book, The Making of a Man. And, you know, and I spent my summer traveling, speaking on fatherhood and the issues we have facing this country with fatherlessness. And we're going to come together, and we got a lot of men coming out, and we want to invite everybody out to come out and join us. And we're going to talk about the issues that men face. And we all face issues. I mean, I had to drop my daughter off to school just the other day at Howard, Mike. And I'm telling you, man, I talked with her in the room for a moment. Then I said, baby, leave the room. I had to sit in there and talk with God for a moment. I prayed all over her bed. Like, please don't let no little me ever meet my daughters. You know what I mean? I just prayed all over her bed, man. And now things are, you know, and then my mom, we're having some issues with her in the illness area. So we have opportunities to come together as men and talk about the things and the issues that we are facing and share one with another, pray one for the other. It's just a huge opportunity to get some strength.
So important, obviously, for fathers to be huge factors in their kids' lives. So
Period, Mike.
Goes
period.
without saying.
The numbers are incredible, you know, and I told you, I spent the off season speaking on it. The numbers are incredible. 90% of the homeless and runaways are from fatherless homes. 85% of the youth incarcerated are from fatherless homes. 75% of the kids in chemical dependent homes from fatherless homes. So I tell fathers as I go around speaking, hey, we got to get back on our post. We got to get back on our post. And it's been interesting. It really has. It's been so eye-opening for me since 2007, that Hall of Fame speech. It's been a real change.
I remember the night of that party, you came up to me after your Hall of Fame speech, and it was so great to be able to be there with you. And you gave me a hug, and you said, 28 minutes, no notes.
Yeah, yeah, right, Mike, exactly.
You had a right to be proud of that.
Right, but right, no notes. Rich Dalrymple, as I'm speaking, Rich Dalrymple, PR guy, Dallas Cowboys, he's walking. I see him in front. He's walking around, and he goes all the way in the back. I'm coming off the stage. He says, you're not fooling me. There's a prompter around here somewhere. I said, Rich, what are you doing? You're walking around. I said, there is no prompter. I just shared from my heart. And so many men came up to me after that, and that started me on this path of the issues of dealing with one of the greatest issues in our country of fatherlessness.
And again, you talk about the road you've traveled and the problems you had, and you just don't want your kids, obviously, or any young people to make the same mistakes, same bad decisions you did.
Right, absolutely. And we all want that. We all want better for our kids. We all want our ceiling to be their floor. We all want that. But it gets tough as you go through it all. You have work, you have problems, you got people pulling on you in so many directions as a man, as a father, and we want to make sure that we're strengthening those men to stay in the fight and keep doing the right thing. And in that turn, that'll strengthen the kid to stay in the fight and keep doing the right thing.
Speaking of your kids, quick word about your son. Is a wide receiver at Prestonwood, going, I think, into his junior year. And
Michael and Elijah, both, two sons, both are probably be playing varsity, this year. I love that part now, Mike. It's off the chain to be at those games.
You throwing advice out to the coaches, or you keeping hands off?
I stay back, but it is hard. It's hard. It's very difficult sometimes to just sit back. But they have a good coaching staff, and Prestonwood is a great school. I love the school. I love the people in the school. I love the spirit of the school. And Friday nights, watching football at Prestonwood, it really is. It's a beautiful family atmosphere that I enjoy. And I come home for it now, because, I'm on the road Wednesday and Thursdays doing Thursday night football, but I fly through here every Friday to come back. Then I have to go to L.A. for the weekend to do Sunday football.
Any chance either of them goes anywhere other than Miami? I mean, is there a prayer for any other school to get these guys?
Ultimately, I'll tell you what I've been telling them since they were this old and this big. Now, ultimately, they will get the chance to make their own decisions. But I told them, I would say, God gives us some choices and some choices he doesn't give us. You can't pick your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, what school you go to. You're going to University of Miami. But every other choice you get. But I will ultimately allow them to make that decision.
All right, Michael Irvin, big event again at the Potter's House on April 29th. You can go to our website, myfoxdfw.com, for more information on that. Always great to see you.
Mike, always great to be with you, buddy.